Welcome back to CT Sports Now as we present the New Haven Register's 85th All-State team for Connecticut high schools.
Maybe someday.
Maybe on
One
their way.
One or several of these
We
kids.
had a few, I'm sure.
We'll be an All-American. We're going to move on now, and we talked about it when we left, to the guys that get to benefit from the offensive line. And we're going to start with our utility player, a guy that can play anywhere on the field if need be, and that's a kid out of the FCIAC, Shane Palmer.
Shane Palmer, listen, he was injured all of last year. Nobody knew anything about him. He comes on the first play or first game of the year against Trumbull and helps lead a comeback that sent Ridgefield eventually onto this wild ride where they reached the state championship game. He was their catalyst. He caught the ball. He ran the ball. He returned kicks. He did basically just about everything.
A big percentage of all of their offense goes through big number 2 here. Kid plays with such passion, and he does it all. We could have put together a whole reel of just his kickoff returns.
He burned Staples, and they were coming off Staples were coming off a pretty big loss to NFA, and they needed to really win badly. And Ridgefield as well was coming off a loss to Trinity Catholic, and Palmer scored 3 touchdowns in the first 5 minutes of the game. There was no way we were not putting this guy in this game. The best compliment I heard all year came from Rob Trifone, the Darien coach, who said once Ridgefield moved Palmer to kind of like a running back position, I think they had him at a receiver at some point, but once they moved him to running back, the team just took off. I mean, they had some great players on this team. Drew Fowler, the quarterback, Chris Long, the receiver, but I think Shane Palmer, offensively for them, did it all, and I think this is the reason why they went to the state championship game.
All right, let's move on now to the running backs. Our first running back is the record-setting Zach Davis, number 27 out of Sheehan.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This was a no-brainer pick for me. He led the state in every rushing category. He was a bright spot for a team that had been having some down season before. The kid was electric all season long. I mean, he just made headlines all season long, so you can see why.
4-3.
This just in, Zach Davis has just scored another touchdown.
Yeah, let's chew on these statistics here. He ran for 3,500 yards, 33,588 yards, 50 touchdowns.
This year, not his career.
Right.
This year.
Which was up there from one of the all-time state best. He broke the state's single-game rushing record not once, but twice.
Yeah.
And, you could just see on the film there, he's a good-looking kid.
He's a gazelle.
Yeah. He follows his blockers, he waits for his moment, and then he takes off. He's got really nice speed, good-looking player. I don't care what anyone says. You put him on any other team, he would have had, maybe not statistically as great a season, but he would have been a first-team running back, no question.
What was that?
Yeah, that.
Another one of those guys from West Haven, Anthony Godfrey.
Yeah. This kid was amazing. We talk about guys with breakaway speed. Once he gets a hole that Byron Dickens would make, he was off to the races, so to speak. He was one of the most electric players running back I saw all season.
Number 6. I only stopped putting those highlights together because we were out of time. I could have just kept going. He just
I got a few you don't have that I thought were really great.
He's just one after another. He just gets the ball and goes.
Yeah, 1,700 yards rushing, 22 touchdowns. I saw him on the first 2 plays of a game against Shelton, which won them the SEC championship. 1 play, touchdown. Second time he carried the ball, touchdown. He was amazing.
He's good for us who love to put together good highlights.
Yeah.
He's a dream for us.
Yeah, he's the human highlight reel, as they say in the trade, right?
As is the next guy, our quarterback. Yeah. Here's a guy out of Shelton, David Wells, number 2. He really can do it all.
It's been a weird year for quarterbacks. This is one of the most paid attention to most paid attention to positions on this team. And you look around the state and you look for a guy. Last year we had like 3 guys we could have put in the first team. This year I think David Wells was head and shoulders above the best. Not just his way he throws the ball, but the way he runs the ball. And he was just a guy you needed to pay attention to on every single snap.
Good-looking quarterback. Good-looking quarterback.
Obviously, he completed 55% of his passes for 2,200 yards and 22 TDs. And on the ground, he almost ran for 1,000 yards. So he basically had 3,000 yards of total offense, and he accounted for like 30-something touchdowns, 39 touchdowns or something like that. Shelton, once again, was an offensive juggernaut. They went all the way to this Class Double-L semifinals. A great-looking kid. I mean, follows in the footsteps of a lot of guys. Tuskowski the year before, and then I can't remember his name all of a sudden. Yeah.
You've stumped me too. Yeah. Way to end this thing. Stump us with the quarterback from Shelton.
Right.
We'll have it next time.
He should have been our maybe our MVP a couple of years ago, but
he said Wesleyan now, right? No.
Picarillo.
Picarillo.
There you go.
There you go.
Brian?
No. Picarillo.
Picarillo. Yeah. Listen, that's going to conclude our offense.
Yeah.
Mike Picarillo, our Mark Picarillo, our offensive team. Stay tuned now because we're going to reveal the New Haven Register's 85th All-State defensive team in our next show. So thank you for tuning in. Thanks to Sean Patrick Bowley, the New Haven Register. We're proud to be doing this. And again, stay tuned for the defensive team here on CT Sports Now.